For sure, like when I was little, like when it happened, it was kind of a shock at first. Didn't really know what to say. I was kind of speechless. And definitely, it makes you value life a lot more because you start to realize, she could have died. And I find that maybe before I took advantage of life a little too much, I just didn't. Just like in every aspect, like after she was diagnosed and everything seemed to be a lot more. How do you say it? Just I really valued it a lot more since then, and I've really spent a lot more time with them. Sure.
Well, I think it's like how life changed completely because when I was like when my mom was diagnosed, I was in grade 3 at the time. So she'd help me get up in the morning, help make breakfast for me, and then maybe help pack my lunch. But then when she was diagnosed, she couldn't like get up in the morning, so we had to like take it upon ourselves to take the initiative to do it. So I think it was hard, but not just that, we also got to return the favor for all the good stuff she's did for us, and it really helped us realize that like life has like its ups and downs, and you can just really do look for the positives. And it took me a while to understand. Like I remember one night I just talked to her for about like 2 hours, just trying to understand what was happening, and she had to like say to me in the best way she could. And the one thing I liked is that she made it in a comforting way, so like I wouldn't get like emotional.
Um, just to give you a better understanding, it was just one memory I have of my mom having cancer is every day she come home from school and we always come around to the laundry room, and usually before my mom had cancer, I always find her. She'd either pick us up from school or she'd be at home, maybe just like muck around the kitchen or walk around the house. And when my mom had cancer, her long black hair wasn't there, and every day I walked in, I always saw her lying on the couch. And it wasn't my mom. Like my mom's not a couch, she does not like TV. She's the one running around, and it was really different and scary at the same time. And I remember one time it actually hit me hard. I was like, oh my god, that's not my mom. I felt really bad. And I guess it really changed. I tried to keep it quiet at first, but then it got out, and I guess a lot of people felt bad for me, and they always tried to like be supportive and stuff. And with my sports, like my hockey, my coaches were really supportive and they helped me out a lot. But I found that I didn't really like. I know I would talk about it with my parents and all, but when I was outside of it, I didn't want to think about it. It was like for me, my sports that was my way of releasing. I didn't really want to think about anything. I just wanted to have fun. And as soon as I came back to reality. So it's kind of, but they were really supportive, and I didn't really have any negative stuff happen from it.
Well, like at school and stuff, like the teachers would help me more because they did like at home I used to ask my parents stuff how to do my homework or something sometimes. So they took in the extra time, like out of their busy schedules, help with some whatever subject. And then when it came to sports, it was like people would volunteer to would drive us to like our practices or games because my mom couldn't drive us at the time because she was like going down through like cancer. So I think it really helped to like they're being really nice and generous, and not giving just to repay them back.
I had to take up the old Winston Churchill stiff upper lip and stay as positive as I could while in the back of my head I was doing calculations of downside risks. I just try to make their life as normal as possible. Um, One thing we were very lucky, I was able to have my mother-in-law fly in and stay with us. That helped a great deal with the family life, and my father-in-law as well, who came later. So without them, it would have been very, very difficult because of the work that I do. So yeah, stiff upper lip on the front, and then in the back, I was always worried about the downside risk, but there was nothing you could do. I just had to just keep pushing. At the end of the day, if I ever felt down, I just said, hey, you don't have cancer. And one thought that I never left me was whenever she went to bed at night, I used to always wonder how she slept. Because with all that fear, how do you sleep? And she managed to sleep.
Well, she started getting more active. I remember one day she got up and like tried to help us make breakfast. So that put a smile on our faces because it's something new we haven't seen in a while. And when that happened, we just jumped to our feet just to help her. And even if it was the simplest thing like a bagel or grilled cheese, it was just wild, just complete smile on our face.
It was a quick 180 turnaround too. Right away when she went, everything changed. She just more talkative too. Started talking a lot more. Wasn't so quiet. So no, it was really good. They did a lot for her. Helped her out a lot. Kind of brought her mom back. So actually, there's a kid in my brother's class. His mom had cancer, and he used to come up to me and ask me about it. And I used to just tell him, like, find something that helps you not think about it. If it was basketball, I said play it as much as you can. Try to ignore the realities of life. You have to confront them at some point, but try to deviate from it as much as possible in your life. Because the best thing you can do is like make sure your mom's got a smile on her face. Because if she's sad, it's not gonna be good. She'll die. Can't be negative. So if you're positive, she'll be happy and she'll be fine. So just kind of he took it and really liked it. His mom's okay now, so it's
For me, it was just you gotta think positive. Like it's a tough time. You gotta realize that you gotta help through with everything. You gotta do your best to help support the people you love the most. So you just gotta be positive and give positive, complete life change. You don't expect it. You know, people think, oh, I think I can know what happened. You don't. It's complete life change. It's different, like 100% from what you're used to. Like especially like since we were young at the time, we didn't understand it fully at first until later on. But I think it's a complete turnaround.
I pretty much summed it up. It's very life changing. People say they might like, oh, I feel bad for you. Like, no, you don't understand. This is completely different. This is something you can't experience unless you've actually been through it. So,
And as successful as everything has been, breast cancer supportive care has even through Maria's journey through breast cancer supportive care has made me cope a little bit better. But it never leaves the bucket. That's how it's changed. It never ever leaves the fear. Because the day doesn't go by that the recurrence is. I'm not trying to be negative, but 90%, 99, from 50% of my brain in that area now it's like less than 10%. And helping her cope through this helped us indirectly cope as well. There's hope. I mean, Mary's tumor was huge. Her ability was low, was mid-level, and today she is alive and well, and there's 3 and 4 in the end do make it through. It's good. It's all good. Focus on the positive.
Also, I think it's a team effort. It's not just like she's battling through it. I think it's like when everyone else helps around, it really makes their life easier. I think that along